TNA pulling talent during WrestleMania week. We actually found out, courtesy of Post Wrestling, that there was a lot more discussion that we did not know. Highspots owner Michael Bochicchio says he found out about the cancellation of Ricochet versus Leon Slater through the internet. Hasn't heard back from Carlos Silva yet. And he goes on to say, the internet was how I found it. Uncle Dave originally reached out saying, hey, I heard that this match might be pulled. Do you have any ideas about what's happening? And I did not at the time, honestly. I asked Ricochet and Leon's agent to follow up. He talked to Mr. Silva, confirmed that was the plan. Then I started talking to Brian Myers because I knew Brian was going to be in a similar situation with this match with Nick Nemeth and MJF. At that time, he had no clue this was coming down the pipeline. And then, of course, about 24 hours later, he got the information as well. The first communication I got directly from TNA was about 2 hours before their pay-per-view this past Saturday. Mr. Silva sent me a text saying he'd like to communicate, but that was after we had changed the match and replaced the match. I still haven't spoken to him. I told him, sure, call me anytime you have time to talk, and I have not heard from him again.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, first when I heard Ricochet and I looked at the timing of it, it made me wonder if it didn't go back to the incident a few weeks ago that Tony Khan was actually questioned about at last weekend media.
Scrum.
The timing of this is interesting. Makes me wonder what's going on behind the scenes there. If there isn't something more going on that we aren't aware of, because it's not just with Ricochet, it was with MJF as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be curious to see how things shake out with this.
I mean, you want to root for that brand so hard. You know, like they like their brand says, they are hard to kill. That company should have been dead and buried about a dozen times over. And now you're in a position where it's hit another level. Not sure what all the details are, but it looks like TNA is the one that was like, oh no, we can't do this. It can really hurt your stock, especially now when so many hardcore wrestling fans are looking for an alternative they like. So it's unfortunate. I do understand that Ricochet's been beleaguered the past couple of weeks, but the way it came so close to crunch time, the merch that could have been sold, the clips that could have gone online, this could have been a net good that's no longer on the table.
Pat Buck, who's one of the trainers at WrestlePro, he was very vocal about it, especially with the fact too that he was caught off by surprise because the agents from both sides, they confirmed it was going to happen, and then it's like, you're going to pull them just because AEW was on a Thursday, and you know that they always have to do that because they have to deal with March Madness, they have to deal with baseball, they have to deal when the NBA was on TNT with the final. Tony's shown a little bit of growth. He's shown a little bit of growth. It's just growth, a little bit of growth. And TNA is actually one of the brands I really want to root for because that was actually the second brand that I got to watch, and they do have good product.